YouTube world, back at it once again. Instant Classic 8. Let's just do this. This is just a Coors Light. Coors Light, because Bud Light won't pay me nothing. I feel I need to come on here and talk about this and get it out of my system now, because the clock's ticking on WWE for me as far as being interested in the product. I can already see there. So I felt I would come on here and talk about WrestleMania. Overall WrestleMania weekend, I honestly didn't even watch that much. Nothing like last year. I watched, let's see, I watched parts of the Impact Wrestling and Lucha Underground show on Twitch. I love Impact Wrestling's Twitch channel. I kind of watch it pretty often, honestly. They got a bunch of old stuff on there, and I just kind of like watching that. And I didn't try their little streaming service network thing. I just didn't feel the need. I don't even know how much it costs, but I didn't feel the need to have that. I really wish WWE would have gotten it and just put it on their platform, but I mean, it's cool just to turn it on and just watch whatever they're airing. They air stuff all over the place. There's nothing in order, and I don't know, it's just really cool to see. But either way, I watched a little bit of that show, and that was fine. I didn't see the whole show, but the WWN Super Show, I believe, had Matt Riddle and Will Ospreay, and I watched that match, and it was very good. I enjoyed that a lot. I love Matt Riddle. He's so awesome. I skipped most of the Hall of Fame. I turned it on right as Goldberg was coming out. He was doing his entrance. And I was like, whatever. And the fact that at the beginning of the speech, he said, this is going to be like, my match is going to be short. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll watch a short Goldberg, Goldberg Hall of Fame speech. Man, he just rambled on for so long, and it was just awkward. And he was making bad jokes, and one of them was like how Austin copied him, and I'm just like, this is not the arena to do that in. But I mean, it was like I said, he rambled a lot, and everyone left, which was weird. Like, I saw pictures, and like the crowd was just, well, not the crowd, but in the front where like the talent sits and like their families and like the people they bring, it's cleared out. And I mean, from what I've heard, the show was super long, which they always are. I don't know. That was just very weird to see. I watched Supercard of Honor, which I got for free on the Fight app. Literally from getting people, not really getting people, but last year I was promoting hard that I had a coupon or a little code with Fight, and if anyone bought Supercard of Honor or whatever it was called last year with the Hardys and Bucks, they would get credit, and I'll also get credit, and I've been using that pretty much all year. So I got to see the show for free. The only thing I was interested in was Kenny and Cody. Especially when I saw they were going to put the ladder match on like early on in the show. I felt like those matches should have been together. That would have been cool to see. But either way, I saw Kenny and Cody, and it was a great match. They're leaving space for matches in the future, which are going to be cool. So that was cool. I was going to go back and watch it, but the Fight app acts weird on the replay. So but yeah, I mean, that was fine, and I watched, that's pretty much it. I watched NXT TakeOver, which is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It was incredible. It was the longest takeover there's been. This one went all 3 hours, which Impact normally ends at least around 10 Eastern, 10:20, maybe 10:30. But this one went all the way to 11. But it didn't feel like a long show at all. Not saying it's 3 hours is a long show, especially when you have good wrestling. It can fly by, and this show absolutely did. The opening ladder match for the North American Championship was just one of the craziest that I've seen from them in a long time. Like they were God, dude's just going through ladders left and right. Ricochet in his debut match just really showed out. Adam Cole won the title, which was cool to see as well. Even Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan were awesome in the match, and EC3, I think this was his debut match as well. Velveteen Dream showed out. His selling was a little weird, but he showed out, especially that spot from the very top of the ladder, that elbow drop. This was just, it was insane. Definitely one of the best ladder matches we've seen in a very, very long time. Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon. I think the crowd was just kind of burnt out from the ladder match. It just never really clicked. I don't really think they have the best feud going, honestly. Especially Ember Moon. I don't think a lot of people care about her, and that's really, I would say that's NXT's fault, because they, had the whole storyline where Ember Moon couldn't beat Asuka, and she never beat her, and the only reason she's champion is because Asuka's gone. So it's just really hard to get behind Ember Moon. And Shayna Baszler's fine. She won the championship here by an armbar, I believe, or some type of submission. I thought the match was fine. My opinion, the women's division in NXT it's very lackluster right now. I just think when they came in and swooped all of those ladies up a few years ago, it just really hurt things, and I don't think they've been able to rebound as of yet. But we'll see where they go with this Shayna Baszler thing. Maybe show a few with Kairi Sane. But I don't know. Like I said, this match was fine. The triple threat tag title match for the tag team titles and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The Dusty Trophy. Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. This match was great. It was a little short. Well, not really short, but shorter than I expected. And the big spot at the end, Roderick Strong turning on his partner Pete Dunne, and having, I believe it was Kyle O'Reilly that hit that Roderick Strong put on to Pete Dunne. They retained the championship, and Roderick Strong has now joined Undisputed Era, which could be a hell of a stable. I would love to see them get like a young guy, not an old guy, but a younger guy who can get on the mic and be their manager. Like, I feel like this could be like a super, super awesome stable. Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas. This match was awesome. This match was very good. I remember I mentioned this in my last video. These two had, I think it was last year's. I know the match was last year. They had a match on TakeOver that was not that great, and they made up for it in this one. Andrade Cien Almas is incredible. I really wish he would have stayed champion for a little bit longer. Aleister Black ended up winning, which was fine. But they had a great match, and Selena Vega was interfering the entire match. Came down to her trying to interfere again and kind of mess things up for Andrade. But the match was insane. It sucks they couldn't main event the show or main event a show, because I felt like they could have had that top tier match. But the main event, the unsanctioned match, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. Unsanctioned normally means like super hardcore, and there really wasn't all that much hardcore in this match. But the match itself, if you just look at it as a match, was pretty incredible. Johnny Gargano, two shows in a row, two special shows, takeovers in a row, has just been incredible, and it's so crazy to see that. Like I said, this is a dude that Johnny Gargano, I saw him wrestle for at least I believe the first time I saw him wrestle was July of 2010. It was Dragon Gate USA. We went to the show in Philly. This was when Daniel Bryan got fired and he went back onto the indies. This was one of his first bigger shows. So we went there, and in the opening match was Johnny Gargano. And just to see him go from that all the way up to this, where he's just having incredible matches. I mean, this is 2 in a row. I mean, the last match with Cien almost got 5 stars. This match, very, very close, if not up there as well. Um, yeah, it was awesome. Like very, very good match. Johnny Gargano ended up winning with the it wasn't. It was like a STF, but he used like the knee brace of Champa and like raked his face, and it's insane, absolutely insane. Great show. Like I said, one of the better shows that I've seen ever, honestly. Mania 34 was a good show, I would say. First half of the show, including the pre-show, was very fun, very good. There was good matches as well, and then the last half was just, I don't know what was going on. It just left, and just like every single time this happens with WrestleMania, if you leave on a sour note, people look down on the show. It happens all the time. 25 in Houston was a good show. It was a very good show, but people look at that main event and they're like, it's left a bad taste in their mouth. What else could you say? I mean, last year, it was fine, but a lot of people said it was sucked because of that downer of a main event that was in there, especially with Reigns winning. And this one for sure, absolutely. This was trending to be a great show, even better, but it's just the way it ended just left a bad taste in people's mouths, and it's just a lesson they're going to continue to learn. Matt Hardy won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which was cool. Bray Wyatt came back. This is the first time I've been excited for Bray Wyatt since he debuted. I'm very excited to see what those two are going to do together. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. This was a good match. It was weird. They were doing that Fire and Ice or Fire and Desire or Fire and Heart, whatever it was. That was wacky. They just kept yelling back and forth. But it was just cool to see them on the stage, even the pre-show. I mean, this is a huge crowd they wrestled in front of. So Cedric Alexander is some guy I've been watching on the Indies forever, and when he showed up in ROH, and it's really cool to see where he's come to. Mustafa Ali as well. He's just very cool to see both these guys have a match at Mania. Naomi won the Women's Battle Royal. This is all right. Bayley tossed out Sasha, and then Naomi, who people forgot was in the match, came and tossed out Bayley. It was fine. The opening match was Rollins, Miz, and Balor. I always forget that the Demon and Finn Balor are two different people. Because I was expecting a hell of an entrance. But he just came out, and there were people on the stage in his, in his new shirt. The I don't know if you call it gay pride. I don't know if that's PC to say now, but he came. I felt like the Demon was gonna come out. I was super hyped for that, and yeah, maybe next year. But they had a great match, and Rollins ended up winning the championship. I was very exciting opener. I enjoyed it a lot. Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Charlotte's entrance was awesome. So good. Just really cool to see her 4 years ago helping out Hunter with his entrance. Now she gets this like extravagant entrance. And Asuka didn't get, I thought she was going to get a special entrance here, but she just came out. And normally when you see that happen, and that's like the Triple H, I get the huge entrance, but I lose the championship. But not here. Charlotte tapped out Asuka, and the streak is over. And I don't know, man. It just felt weird. I feel like they should have built that up a little bit more, at least on the main roster before they got rid of it. But Charlotte's on her way to face Rousey next year. I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. Now that should be good. The U.S. title match, Gender 1, that's cool. Then you had the mixed tag. It was Angle and Rousey versus Hunter and Steph, and this was the best match on the show. I think by far this was the best match on the show. Rousey really showed out, and it was very exciting to see. And she even really cool exchange with Hunter that she had. There was some mixed or not mixed, but intergender tag team action going on here. Not that much, but it was a bit. I'm thinking that may have been like a little test to see how the waters are with people, and maybe they do a little bit more after that. But I don't know. I was very impressed by Ronda in her debut. I thought she was excellent, and this match was very, very fun. It's probably, like I said, the most fun match on the show. Triple threat tag title match for the SmackDown Championship. This was a short match. It's cool to see Jimmy and Jay finally on the main SmackDown, the main WrestleMania card. Again, this match was quick. Harper and Rowan ended up winning. That's fine. Cena was in the crowd the whole night, and he ran back to the back once he found out Taker was there. I guess he changed into his clothes. All he did was look like he changed his shirt. He came out there, and Taker finally, and no, Elias came out and did his concert and got squashed. And this is when the crowd has started to lose steam just a little bit. And then, Cena started to walk away, and then Taker finally comes out, and Taker's entrance is so long. Oh, he was there forever. And then they had this weird laser show. Yo, the director of this show, whomever that person was, with all the silly graphics, the one doing the Oscar match. It was on the Oscar match. What else? Defend Miz. I think Miz had something, didn't he? Miz had one. Oscar had one. That's all I remember. I don't know. Like I said, it's just weird directions tonight. Maybe New Day had some. The little graphics on the screen were awful. The laser show around Taker was awful. I feel like they just wanted to jazz the show up because people who weren't fans were watching because of Ronda. I feel like that's what they were doing, and they just chose the absolute dumbest way to impress people. It looked awful. It looked tacky. It was awful. Taker comes out. They have a match. It's like 3 minutes long. I'm actually happy for that, though. I am very happy. I'm done with Taker. Done. Like, if this is anything, this should have been him coming back to get back into the win column after losing last year and getting back that win in New Orleans and doing it over a big guy like Cena. Yeah, this was exactly what it needed to be. Daniel Bryan and Shane versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This is where the show flipped. Daniel Bryan comes out and people are losing their mind, and I'm like, I started to feel it. I started to get the match like, damn, I kind of wish I was there to see this. He came out, and then he got destroyed so fast. And he wasn't even in the match for the first 10 minutes of it. Shane, get out of here, Shane, was there. And Daniel Bryan came back, and, it was Daniel Bryan. And I think the only thing that I noticed that he didn't do that he normally does in like that little exchange he had was the suicide dive. I think that's the only thing that I believe out of that whole, everyone kind of has their 5 moves of doom. So his whole routine that he has, I feel like the only thing that was missing was that suicide dive, which is good. He shouldn't have that. But after that, I think you made people sit through 10 minutes of Shane offense horrible. And Shane selling horrible. People were just, maybe just kind of over it. And then, like I said, they came back. Daniel Bryan won, and then he won, and then that was it. And I don't know if people expected more, or I don't know. It's just that was it. And from there, I felt like the show just kind of went downhill. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, nobody cared about. They went 10 minutes, and it wasn't that good. Nia Jax winning was fine. I have no issue with that, but the match was just, I don't want to see Nia Jax sell for Alexa Bliss. That makes no sense. None. Just look at them and it's just like, okay, this woman A, Nia Jax, should destroy woman B, Alexa Bliss. And she was selling for it. It was just dumb. Real dumb. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. It's very cool that Hiroshi Tanahashi was in the crowd, and Kazuchika Okada was out there, and I even saw Minoru Suzuki was there. It was just real cool to see those guys show up in support of Nakamura, and Nakamura had I don't know about his entrance. I don't know if I liked it or not. I just thought it was over the top. It was just, and he's over the top, but I just felt like it was, I don't know. Like I saw drums, I was like, oh shit, they got Travis. No, that's not Travis Barker. That's just some guy playing the drums. And they had, forgive me, my music is, love music, but I forget stuff. The guitarist that they had, that was cool. That was cool. I felt like if it was just her in the spotlight, and then Nakamura, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. But I don't know. They just like OD'd on it for sure. And this match it's 20 minutes long. Damn. They don't even feel like that, man. This was good, but that's it. It was just good. And that was disappointing. And I knew not to get hyped for it. This is something where I told myself, Brandon, you've seen this match before. You know how good it can be. You know, people say 5 stars. You don't think that. You think it's a very great match, but it's not going to be anything amazing. And I told myself not to get excited, but those inches came out, and I saw those pictures of those guys there, so I'm like, okay, this is going to be awesome. And I even tweeted, like, there's no way that these guys are going to have nothing but, like, an amazing match. And they had a good match. And AJ Styles beat Nakamura. And, very disappointed in this. And if I had anything with the crowd, this is when I was just done with the show. Because at this point, it was going on 11, and we had been watching since 5. And this show kept going, and we had 2 more matches left, and I was done. I was checked out of the show at this point. Nakamura turned heel. That was cool to see, and heel Nakamura is so much better than babyface Nakamura, so I'm excited to see what this is going to be. Heel Nakamura versus babyface Daniel Bryan. That could be a match. But this is what we got, and this was okay. This is good. The WWE Raw Tag Title match, Sheamus and Cesaro. I'm trying. Who had the worst death spot? It was either the U.S. title match, the SmackDown title match, the Raw Women's Championship, or the Raw Tag Title. I think this was the worst death spot match, because it came after a match that people were kind of disappointed with, and people were tired. That's the big key. People were tired at this point. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Braun Strowman. And Bryan's like, it's one of you who is the special fan, the partner. And he goes and get this kid, Nicholas. And I was like, I'm curious. And they're in the match, and Nicholas is there looking scared to death. And he tags right back out, doesn't do anything. Braun ended up winning. They win the championship. I'm like, I even texted my friend this. I was like, and I even tweeted it. I was like, I feel like this is like a Make-A-Wish thing. Maybe it was just some kid's wish to be in a match and win a championship. And WWE was like, oh, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do something even better. We're gonna make you win a championship at WrestleMania. A champion. These titles are dead. These titles are dead. The Raw Tag Team, the Raw Tag Division is dead. Done. Nicholas is the champion with Braun Strowman. I don't care. I honestly don't care. It's hilarious. I was like, this Make-A-Wish kid just got an awesome wish. That's sick. And it's just one of the referees' kid. The main event, Brock Lesnar defending against Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar beat Reigns. And it just came out. I'm recording this at 7 p.m. on Monday. Reigns has resigned. Lesnar has resigned. I thought that was going to happen regardless. I think, because Dana came out and basically was saying, like, how Brock is still signed with UFC. So why wouldn't they just be working together and just keep signing this guy up? And, you know, anytime you need a fight, you can kind of pull him away, and we will always have him on the contract, so he's always our guy. And he won after one of the weirdest matches. It wasn't bad, but the crowd didn't care. The crowd was into beach balls and people getting arrested, and the crowd just didn't care. And I think that's where that's the biggest issue right now, Roman Reigns. Before, people were booing him. Like the last 3 years, people were booing him out of the building. This year, they didn't even care. And when people don't even care anymore, that's when the shit gets worse. So I don't know what they can do. Brock gave Reigns like 6 F5s, dude. They've been building up. No one's kicking on the F5. Reigns kicked out of it. Every single time he kicked out of it, nobody cared. No one cared. And never any of those kickouts that people care. Reigns got destroyed. I don't know if it was elbows or something, but he was leaking spaghetti sauce, dude. It was insane. Didn't help at all, you know. He got pinned on like the 6th F5. Lesnar's still the champion. They're going to have another match at this greatest Royal Rumble show. Cage match. So Reigns is going to win, and he's not even going to pin Lesnar. He's going to escape. This show was a tale of two halves. Not even two halves. Like 3/4 of this show, let's see, 14 matches. And of the 14 matches, I was into it up to 10 of them. And then, like I said, AJ Styles, Nakamura, I was ready to be excited again. And then just nothing. Styles Clash over. And that's just the bad taste that you have left in your mouth after the show. And that sucks because New Orleans should have been hype for this. I don't know what they could have done, but it should have been more exciting than this, and it wasn't. WrestleMania was good. It was not great. It wasn't bad, but it was not great. It was definitely trending. You know, we saw the best card ever. This is gonna be the best Mania of all time. There's no way. You know, when the old guy's still in the driver's seat of this WWE vehicle, you know, there's always a chance where it can screw up. So that's that. That's WrestleMania, and Raw after is on tonight. You know, I'm not gonna. I'll probably check it out, but I can easily see my interest in WWE fading away. I can see it coming quickly. So we'll see next time that I decide to talk about wrestling. Let me know what you think if you watched WrestleMania. Hopefully you liked it. I hope everyone out there enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought it was good, but for this card, good ain't enough. Until then, I'm Mr. Cascade. Peace.